That was a knockdown, without a doubt. You can't spin it no other way. It's too clear. And I think the commission needs to do something about it because it can give me an incentive, anytime I'm not feeling good in a fight, take a knee.
Baffling is that it wasn't a knockdown. I mean, look, he wasn't hurt. There's no doubt about that. But if you take a knee in the fight and you touch down, whilst punches are being thrown, it has to be a knockdown.
I'm not going to say honest because I don't know if honesty had something to do with it. I don't know. But definitely we need better refs that assure themselves, knowing how to make a decision, know they're making the right.
New leaked footage has reportedly shown that Gervonta Davis may have cheated in his fight against Lamont Roach on March 1st. The match took place at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn and caught the attention of the boxing world. Davis was defending his WBA lightweight title, and one moment in the 9th round sparked major controversy. During that round, Davis suddenly took a knee after a light jab touched his face. Normally, this would be counted as a knockdown under boxing rules, and a full count should have been given. However, the referee let the fight continue without calling it a knockdown. This led to a very close score, and the
Gervonta Davis take a knee, and should he have been deducted a point, and in the end lost that fight to Roach, in your opinion?
Yeah, in my opinion, if it was a draw, he take a knee. And plus the corner go up and put it a towel in the face, that's a disqualification for sure. I'm talking about the rules, but it's not my business.
The fight ended in a majority draw. In the days after the fight, people have continued to question not just the referee's decision, but also Davis's actions during that key moment. Now, newly leaked footage is adding to the controversy, suggesting that Davis may have intentionally.
And that's not a shot at Tank. I respect Tank and I like Tank a lot, but you can't do that.
They reversed the result of your fight.
Yeah.
Should they reverse the result of that fight as well?
Just depends. Like if that changes the whole fight, if that gives Roach a victory, give him the victory. That's how you keep the integrity of the sport, right? That's why they suspended me, right, to keep the integrity of the sport. So I feel like if you're gonna do it to me, you got to do it.
Acted in a way to gain an unfair advantage in the ring. Leaked footage, reportedly taken by someone within the broadcast team, shows key moments from the controversial 9th round from a new angle not seen before by the public. Observers have pointed out strange behavior from Davis during this moment. The video appears to show him pausing right after the jab, almost as if the move had been planned rather than reacting naturally. His body language and the timing of when he dropped to one knee seem practiced. In the same clip, a member of Davis's corner can be seen moving unusually close, as if prepared to step in. While it's common for corners to help clean sweat or fix gear between rounds, the timing and closeness here have raised suspicions. Some experts believe Davis's sudden drop to one knee and quick retreat to his corner looked like a tactic used to slow the fight down or break. Roach's rhythm, not a natural reaction to being hurt. This has led fans and analysts to suggest that what seemed like a simple slip, possibly caused by sweat or hair grease, might actually have been a planned move to stop Roach's momentum. Indeed. Response to the growing controversy, Davis and his team have denied all accusations. In interviews and social media posts, Davis said his knee drop was due to temporary vision loss caused by grease from his freshly styled hair. Many fans were already doubtful of this explanation on the night of the fight. His team also argued that short video clips can be misleading and don't show the full story. Adding to the debate, referee Steve Willis has come under fire for not counting the knee as a knockdown. While Davis's camp says Willis simply made a tough call in a tricky moment, critics believe the referee's inaction, combined with Davis's odd behavior, makes it seem like the whole situation was staged.
To make a decision, know they're making the right decision, emboldened to make that decision. I think that I don't know that he would have let Roach get away with that. He let TankDavis get away with. Why? TankDavis is a star. I think he set a record for the most fans ever in Barclays Stadium. Tell me if I'm right or wrong, but I believe they hit a new attendance and maybe a gate record. They've done concerts there. They've done fights there, basketball games there. The Nets
I think you're right. It was the record for the gate for a fight for sure. I think the Rolling Stones might be the only one that beat him at the Barclays. But either way, they did huge.
The absence of an immediate official review, made worse by technical problems with the instant replay system during the fight, has only fueled more suspicion. If the leaked footage is eventually confirmed to show deliberate cheating, the consequences could be serious. Gervonta Davis, whose record has been nearly spotless until now, could face not just damage to his reputation, but also possible penalties from boxing authorities. There is already talk that the WBA or the New York State Athletic Commission might reopen an investigation into what happened during the fight. But the impact goes beyond just Davis's career. The incident highlights deeper problems in professional boxing, a sport where quick decisions, unclear rules, and possible misconduct can quickly turn into controversy. If regulators do find clear evidence of rule breaking, it could lead to stronger demands for better oversight and improved review systems.
The reality is can the state call for an immediate rematch? I don't believe they can, the commission. It's really up to the governing body. I mean, the commission can overturn a decision or rule on a decision, but can they order a rematch? That really has to come from the governing body, the WBA, to say, if you want to remain lightweight world champion. But everything I'm hearing is the rematch is going to happen anyway. Like, I think it's pretty much done.
Talk to us about the star power in this May 2nd card.
Yeah, I mean, you've got three of the hottest young fighters in terms of that, that social...
This latest controversy has sparked a major debate among fans and boxing experts about the need for more transparency in the sport. While leaked footage like this can sometimes be taken out of context, it highlights serious flaws in the current review system. Many believe boxing commissions may now be pressured to adopt new technology and stricter procedures to ensure that every questionable moment is reviewed fairly and immediately. Some fans have already taken to social media, calling on the governing bodies to release the full fight footage and explain the referee's decisions in detail. Although the leaked video has added even more fuel to an already intense situation, it's important to remember that accusations alone do not prove wrongdoing. The images and
people saying, that he should be disqualified. He went back to the corner. I don't buy that, to be honest with you. I mean, I think that's a warning, but it's a bit of a bizarre situation for me. Like, there was a lot of people in boxing that were saying that this is a really tough fight. Like, Lamont Roach is a serious fighter. I said it. It might not be the biggest profile fight, but it's actually quite a tough fight. And Shakur said to me, like, even the day before, I'm telling you, he's going to have big trouble tomorrow night. And I just feel like hopefully this could be the little something that gives Gervonta a little wake-up call to take him back to the mindset of maybe where he was.
Boxing has always been a sport full of nuance, where the line between smart strategy and possible cheating is often blurred. As the investigation continues and more context emerges, both fans and officials are looking for solid evidence, either to prove or to dismiss the claims against Gervonta Davis. For now, the debate continues. Davis is accused by some of taking advantage of a loophole in the rules, while his team strongly denies any wrongdoing. Still, the incident has clearly left a lasting mark on his career, serving as a strong reminder that in the high-stakes world of boxing, even a few seconds can change everything. The judges' scorecards, 114-114 and 115-113, revealed just how close and competitive the fight was, with Davis narrowly defending his WBA lightweight title against Lamont Roach. But one moment stole the spotlight from the rest of the match, a highly controversial non-knockdown call early in the 9th round. As Roach pushed forward with a quick 1-2 combo followed by a sharp right hook, Davis paused, looked at referee Steve Willis, and then voluntarily dropped to one knee. Instead of the usual knockdown count, Davis suddenly ran toward the ropes, appearing to look for a towel to wipe his face, leaving fans and analysts puzzled over what had really happened.
Base. He brings good pay-per-view numbers. I don't know what the numbers are in this, but he's one of the guys that bring good pay-per-view numbers. I think all of that, he brings that with him. When a referee allows him to take a knee, which is not a rule in boxing, and get away with it and not make it a 10-8 round. That should have been a 10-8 round. He got hit with a jab just before that. I'm not trying to go after TankDavis. People already know. Some people say I defend him too much, that I'm saying how great he is. And he is. He's a tremendous, complete fighter, puncher, fighter, inside, outside. He's patient. He's responsible defensively.
In boxing, once a round begins, there are no timeouts or breaks, but Davis not only took a knee, he triggered an unofficial timeout, which are two clear violations that should have led to either a disqualification or a knockdown call. If you're wondering whether the referee counted, he did, but when he reached 3, instead of calling the fight, he inexplicably allowed Davis to get back up and continue as if nothing had happened. The fight ended with one judge giving Davis a slight lead, while the other two scored it a draw. Davis later explained that the knee was caused by sweat and grease from his hair getting into his eyes, and suggested that they could run it back in New York. However, according to experienced analysts, taking a knee without being hit should be ruled a knockdown. The lack of that call directly affected the fight's result, as Lamont Roach Jr. missed his chance for a unanimous decision. Victory by a narrow margin. Roach, frustrated with the decision, enlisted an attorney to formally request an investigation by the New York State Athletic Commission. Roach criticized Davis and the knee incident, saying he was happy with his performance, but felt the scorecards were unfair. "I thought I should have won," he said. "Even without the knee, that should have been a knockdown." Roach also described the exchange that led to Davis taking a knee, explaining that after he landed a jab, Davis suddenly dropped to one knee, which he saw as a rookie mistake. The controversy continued on social media, where Davis responded to the criticism. In a now-deleted tweet, he expressed frustration with the draw, saying, "They took the fight from me and made it a draw because I did that knee, but I landed the most punches in the fight. He didn't even hit me when I took the knee." Despite his usual low punch volume, Davis defended himself, claiming that hair grease burning his eyes led to his error. Roach responded to the tweet, calling it misleading, and the debate between the two continued to swirl. The knee incident remains a major point of controversy, and it's clear that this issue won't fade away anytime soon. Davis had been riding high after defeating Frank Martin in 2024, carrying himself as the undisputed king of the division. However, when Roach stepped into the ring earlier this month, he shocked everyone by pushing Davis harder than anyone had before. Despite landing punishing shots and shaking Davis multiple times, the fight ended in a majority draw, and many believed Roach had done enough to win.
He's got fast hands. He puts punches together. He goes to the body and head. He's all of that. He can counterpunch. He can set traps. All of that. But he was wrong here. He got away with it. But the sport let him get away with it. There's no
Controversy around the fight deepened due to a crucial moment in the 9th round, where referee Steve Willis missed a call when Davis's knee touched the canvas. This oversight might have handed Roach a unanimous decision win. Over a week later, a new voice has entered the conversation. Gabriel M., the father of lightweight prospect Raymond Morala, shared his thoughts on why Davis struggled against Roach Jr. In an interview with LLES News, M explained that Roach Jr. outperformed Davis due to their previous experience as amateurs, where Davis had won twice against Roach. M also suggested that Davis respected Roach too much during their fight, but his son's team won't make the same mistake. "We're not going to respect him. We will pressure him," M declared. Meanwhile, the New York State Athletic Commission, NYSAAC, made its decision public regarding the knee incident. While it reaffirmed the majority draw between Davis and Roach, it admitted that referee Willis made an error by not calling a knockdown in round 9. The commission ruled that overturning the result would not guarantee a correct outcome. Gregory M. Smith, Roach's lawyer, expressed disappointment but remained confident that a rematch would end in Roach's victory. He also emphasized that until that happens, Roach is still the people's champion at 135 lbs. Davis defended his actions, claiming his knee drop was not from a punch, but because grease from his hair treatment burned his eyes. Roach's team was furious about several decisions during the fight, including the interruption of the referee's 8 count and Davis receiving attention from his trainer during the match. They also criticized Willis for not penalizing Davis for turning his back on the action, a move that could have led to disqualification. Despite the controversy, 2 judges gave Davis a 10-9 victory in the 9th round, keeping the fight a draw. Gary Jonas, who supports Roach, expressed disappointment but insisted, "Once we get Lamont back in the ring with Davis, we'll have the chance to get it right." Roach himself remained optimistic, believing the New York Commission would eventually give him the win. However, despite acknowledging the error by referee Willis, the Commission decided to maintain the original outcome, refusing to change the result. Roach still holds hope for a rematch, buoyed by public support and the belief that he had done enough to win. The Commission's official review never received the video footage of the alleged knockdown in time, making a potential reversal impossible. Jonas stated that while Roach's unofficial win isn't the same as an official victory, the support he has received is invaluable. Roach's performance against Davis, where he landed stronger blows and pushed Davis to the limit, has earned him significant respect, regardless of the official result. Jonas believes that the Commission should use this situation to ensure fair treatment for both fighters going forward. In the end, despite the controversy, Davis retained his WBA lightweight title and remained undefeated. If the knockdown had been recognized, Roach would have secured the win and become a 2-division world champion. However, the Commission's decision stands, allowing Davis to hold on to his title and his unbeaten record.
And there is, and you see it, and we shouldn't keep seeing it. It's got to be stopped. A referee, that is not in the rule book. You get hit with a jab. I know there was a second or two in between. Sometimes you see a delay, knockdown, whatever. The punch didn't hurt him. I understand that. But he got hit a jab, and then a second, 2 seconds later, he takes a knee. Guess what? I'm sorry. That constitutes a knockdown. Your knee goes down after a punch somewhere around there.
A few days ago, Unbiased Box 2 took to X to share an interesting post, an interview featuring WBA super featherweight champion Lamont Roach Jr. on Nightcap with Shannon Sharp and Chad Johnson. The conversation turned to the highly debated draw with Gervonta TankDavis, raising an important question. Did the referee's missed call in round 9 affect Roach's approach in the later rounds? Without hesitation, Roach gave a strong response, saying no, but he explained why. Roach stated that Davis dropping to one knee wasn't a sign of defeat, but rather a moment that gave Roach more confidence. To Roach, it proved that his strategy was working, and Davis was beginning to feel the pressure. The simple fact that he took a knee was really a boost because what we're doing is working, Roach said. He explained that their previous experience in amateur fights gave him an advantage. After landing a clean 3-punch combination, one of which struck Davis's eye, Roach knew he had changed the fight's momentum. He immediately turned to the referee, demanding, "Keep counting. He's tripping. That's a knockdown." As Davis dropped to a knee, Roach expected referee Steve Willis to continue the standard 10 count. But Willis inexplicably stopped counting at 3, choosing not to rule it a knockdown. Roach found this decision frustrating. He started to count, and then stopped. So when he resumed the action, I'm like, "What are you doing? Keep counting," the 29-year-old said. To make matters worse, one of Davis's coaches, Calvin Ford, stepped into the ring mid-round to wipe his fighter's face, which is a clear violation of the rules and could have led to Davis being disqualified. For an experienced referee like Willis, such mistakes in a high-stakes championship fight were surprising. Roach and his team were understandably upset, calling it a clear officiating error. Roach isn't the only one calling for change. Ryan Garcia and Terrence Crawford expressed their frustration as well. Garcia tweeted, "What I'm wondering is if the commission only makes changes when you complain and cry like Haney, or do they actually care about the integrity of the sport? Nothing against Tank, but since they switched my victory, they should. Switch this one for Roach. They won't, though, because they were out to get me from the beginning. Terrence Crawford also tweeted, "Roach won, and that should have been called a knockdown. Let's see what happens." Adding moments later, "I've never seen someone take a knee, and they don't count it as a knockdown. Must have forgotten the rules for tonight." Teofimo Lopez also showed support for Davis, not just in the Roach fight, but for another high-profile matchup. During the press conference for the Fatal Fury event in New York, Fight Hype asked Lopez about a potential fight between Tank Davis and Shakur Stevenson. Lopez said, "I still think Tank will win against Shakur. Technically, I just think that, while also backing Davis's skills and power." Lopez added that he believed Tank needed this loss to Lamont Roach Jr. to improve. Tank had been sitting on his laurels, and all of this was needed for him, Lopez said. He predicted that Davis would be more cautious moving forward. When asked who won the fight on March 1st, Lopez answered, "To be honest, I'll say Tank for the name." As for the knee controversy, Lopez shrugged it off, saying, "It doesn't really matter, guys. It's boxing business." That's all from today's video. If you enjoyed it, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss